Ah. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Voodoogarden. My name is Ray. I will be your host. Hey, come here. Oh, it is my co-host. This is Tiny R, also known as Rascal. Rascal decided to come down here because it's actually cooler in the Voodoogarden than it is upstairs. It is hot, humid, and just icky. One of those days where you can get right out of the shower, and I actually did this. You get out of the shower and you're drying off, and before you're done drying off, you're sweating again. It's just that humid, and it's not so much the heat, it's the the humidity. And it is awful up there. So I decided to come down here. Even with all these lights, it's cooler down here than it is up there. Go figure. Anyway, I'm going to be transplanting some stuff. And I thought about it. I thought, I have not done a voodoo video in so long. 3 weeks, I think. I thought I'd do one. And it's getting a little crowded in here. I'm kind of getting pushed out. But I wanted to bring this onto a video because I'm doing something indoors that I've done before. But I also want to do some things that I haven't done before. And that's why I needed your help. So I thought, well, I'll drag you down to the basement too. What I want to know is, let me move over here so you can see me. What I want to know is, you know, I have a lot of strange things growing in here. I have my moringa. Hey, check it out, moringa. I have the moringa. I have the peanut butter and jelly, or whatever this silly thing is. Oh, the ice cream bean plant, pomegranate, coffee. Ooh, coffee. That thing is doing good. You know what? Next episode, I will take you on a guided tour all over the place and show you the new stuff that's been going on. But for today, I wanted to ask you a question, okay? I want to ask you a serious question, as serious as I can get in the Voodoogarden. What would you like to see me grow in the Voodoogarden? I normally never take suggestions because I do what I want to do. But since I'm divesting myself of some of these plants, and I thought, I want to grow more indoor plants as opposed to outdoor plants, you know? I've had a lot of exotics and stuff, and I'm having a good time with that, but I want to actually add a couple indoor things, like maybe spider plant, pothos, philodendron, things like that. And I want to know what you would like to see. So I'm going to get is it census or consensus? I don't know. It's something like that. I want to get a group idea of what you would like to see most grown in here. And please don't say, you know, a big old honking tree, because I'm limited on space. So what type of indoor plants would you like to see growing in the Voodoogarden? And if I can get some good ideas, I will actually get them. No, I'm not going to probably grow them from seed. I will more than likely just find them at the stores, because at the end of the growing season, they have houseplants on sale at things like Walmart, Lowe's, other places like that. So I thought, I could actually go there and get some little plants and start them small and show them as they grow how you can grow them from very small plants to large healthy plants, because that's what the Voodoogarden is all about. Taking stuff that's really odd and things that you normally wouldn't see and bringing it to an area of growth that you normally don't see. And that's what the Voodoogarden does really well. And so I want to do that with houseplants. I've done that with pepper plants. You've seen the pepper plant grow into this big old Godzilla looking thing. And you've seen other things grow big. I want to see what I can do with normal everyday houseplants. So things like rubber trees, things like fig trees, things like you would see in everybody else's house. So if you have any ideas, please post them in the comment section. I will read every single comment, and I'll take everything into serious consideration. So maybe something that you suggest I will be growing in here. I can either get it at the store or order it online. But for today, I have a couple things I want to show you, just a couple things, and I'm going to be doing a procedure because it's time. Yes, it's time to take this to the next level. You've seen my episodes outside, and I have one coming up called The Plague. Ooh, I just spit. Called The Plague, and it's bad. But the thing is that so many things have been going wrong, and you know, things happen. So many things have been going wrong. I thought, you know what, I'm going to back myself up. I want to try something inside, and that's what I'm going to be doing here. I'm growing a tomato, and I believe this is boxcar willy, and I want to grow a boxcar willy inside. I've grown the Prax cherry inside, but you know what, I've never grown a beefsteak tomato indoors to full size. So I want to see what happens with boxcar willy. Remember, I had that little tiny tomato plant. I think I shown it on a previous episode a few weeks ago, this itty bitty tomato plant. Well, that itty bitty tomato plant is no longer itty bitty, and it's time to bring the soil up, because that's what I do. I do this deep planting method, and I plant this way down at the bottom of the plant, the pot, and it's time to add some more soil. So come on over here. and let's get this done because I want to show you some stuff. I want to show you some stuff, and you can't see it from over there. No, you can't. No, you can't. This is a 16-inch pot, and this is a boxcar willy. And it's time to bring up the soil, but I saw something. You've seen this before if you've been tuned in here for a long time. Look at that little yellow thing. That's a fungus. Yeah, that's a mushroom. And let me show you a picture of what happens when these mushrooms get full grown. Yep, that's kind of funky, isn't it? But they don't hurt anything. All the fungus ever does, not the fungus, the mushroom, which is a fungus, but I like to call it mushroom. All the mushroom does is it eats up some of the organic material in the soil. Not a big deal. So if you see them, if you don't mind looking at them, just leave them. They're not going to hurt anything. Now, when it comes to taking this to the next step, all it is a matter of tossing in, well, why do I have such a small container? I should use a bigger scoop. Is tossing in more potting soil and doing it evenly all the way around. And anything that's going to be buried underneath the soil, this goes with tomato plants and even pepper plants, make sure that you remove the leaves and leaf stems, all right? Because those will rot and suck up the available nitrogen. This goes for whether you're doing indoor gardening, outdoor gardening, it doesn't matter. The principles are still the same. And what this is going to do is burying this stem like this. It's getting heavier. This is going to promote root growth along the stem. Yes, it is. The lowest roots are going to take up the moisture. The upper roots are going to take in more oxygen because there's more oxygen towards the surface than way down deep, from what I understand. I may be wrong, but that's how I understand. I don't always understand correctly. But they're going to take in more oxygen, and that's a good thing. So I want to make sure that I have roots on all levels of the soil, and the more roots, the stronger the plant. And when you're growing something like a beefsteak tomato, you want to make sure that you have a good solid foundation, which is a good solid root structure for that. And there we go. It's just that easy. And now we're going to take a can of water. Well, I'm going to take a can of water and give this some water, and it'll be all set to go. But also, the reason I wanted to bring you up close is I wanted to show you something else. Let me move this out of the way. Let me get up on my feet. Move this out of the way and show you just two things, well, actually three things that I think are kind of cool. This pepper plant is a first for me. I've never grown this before. I'm growing it outside, but you know, with my funky weather and all the crazy stuff that's going on and the plagues from above, I really don't know if I'm going to get a crop. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to grow one inside. I've grown the super hots, you know, like the Jalokia and the Scorpion indoors, and I've grown them to record size, for me, record size. And they've been an extremely popular series. So I took those outside and they're living out their days out there. But I wanted to start growing a pepper plant that's mild. That way maybe I can actually eat some of the stuff right off the plant. Whereas I couldn't do that with the super hots because, you know, I just don't eat that because I want to stay alive. But this one I'm going to bury some of the stem because you will grow some roots off of your pepper plant stems if you bury them, but not as much as the tomato. So when you're doing this, you don't have to bury as much stem. It won't hurt it, but it really won't help as much. But what it does do is it helps sturdy your plant. So we'll keep tabs on this. And I call it, the name of it is unpronounceable by me, Giant Akungua. I call it the Akanguber or Cucamonga or whatever the heck it is. I have no idea what this is, but it's supposed to have peppers that can get as big as a soda pop can. Oh yeah. That is big. And you know, as anemic as this thing is, and I don't know what it is, I found it growing in one of my plants. I don't know what this is. And of course, I'm not asking you to identify it because there's no way to identify something as ridiculous as this off of such a small shoot. But whatever it is, hopefully it'll make itself clear in future episodes because I just yanked it up by the, well, I didn't yank it up. I dug it up by the roots and I put it in this pot. So stay tuned. We'll see what this thing is. It's doing pretty good. Look at something else that I have. Okay, in a previous episode, I mentioned a seed that somebody sent me. It was this big brown hard seed, and it was. It turns out it's from what's called a monkey ladder tree. And here's part of the seed. Remember? Does this ring a bell? Yeah, it was this big hard thing. Well, I drilled some holes with a drill into it and soaked it in water, and it expanded, and I was able to cut through the outer shell, which is hard as can be, and I took the seed out and I tossed it in here. And I want to show you something, because this won't hurt it, by the way, but I want to show you this because it's something that I think is fascinating. It's growing. See? See? Yeah. Right on the same side, it has a big root that's starting to go down, and then this is the sprout that's coming up. So I actually am having a tree. It's called a monkey ladder tree, or monkey ladder vine. It's growing right here in the Voodoo Garden. Welcome to the Voodoo Garden. You're going to love it here. I finally got that thing to sprout. Kind of a neat little plant. Hard as a rock. It's amazing how nature can get that thing out of this hard shell. I mean, I had to drill through this thing with a drill to get the moisture in there. I mean, this thing is probably designed to last for like a year or more, floating around trying to find a good place to germinate. Amazing how nature works. And this is called a Hope for Humanity rose. And I thought the name was appropriate because the world blows. I know that's a horrible thing to say, but you know what? It is getting really nuts out there. The world is just a horrible, horrible mess if you look at what is presented to us every day in the form of what they call news. And that's why I try not to watch it. And I saw this online. It's called a Hope for Humanity rose. Nothing special. Nothing special at all. It's just a cute name somebody gave some plant. And I thought it was appropriate because I like to think that there's got to be something better going on, or something better that can happen. And I do my best. I'm not perfect. I'm far from it. But I do my best to do every little thing I can to put out as much positive as I can out there. And it's like bailing out the ocean with a teaspoon. But you know what? At least it's a teaspoon, you know? And if more people would do something to put out something good, it would help. It would help. And I'm growing this as my little symbol. And as long as this thing stays alive, I guess I can keep on smiling because I got my little rose growing indoors. So the Voodoo Garden is definitely something that I enjoy, even though I don't film all the time down here. It is something that is eternal. You know, I have my outdoor garden and it's fine, but it's seasonal. Whereas the Voodoo Garden is an ongoing, ever-changing, dynamic, amazing fuel for my positive energy. And so I draw off of this and then I project it out, and hopefully I get some of it back. But my little Hope for Humanity rose, I hope you do well. And it would be nice if the world was as easy and as nice as it is in my garden, but I know that's not reality. But until it becomes reality, this is my reality. I live amongst things that bring me happiness. And it's my choice. It's my choice. It's what I do. But when it comes to growing things in the Voodoo Garden, folks, I hope that you enjoy this every bit as much as I do. You can do this. We can do this together. And if you have any suggestions for things that you want to see grown in the Voodoo Garden, let me know. Let me know, and I will do my very best to keep you growing, to keep us growing, to keep the Voodoo Garden as happy and healthy as we possibly can. Thanks for joining me, everybody, and let's keep an eye on that monkey vine. That is great. That was a gift from a friend, a viewer, and I'm going to grow that. And also, I got some more seeds. I got a ton of seeds. I'm going to be growing peppercorns. Yeah, pepper, you know, the stuff you put on food. Yeah, I got some fresh peppercorns. I'm going to be growing that. I have so many different things that are going to be going on, but I'm also going to be taking your suggestions, and hopefully we'll have some good-looking houseplants in here, because there are some things that you can do with houseplants that you would not believe, and I'm going to show you here on the Voodoo Garden. All right, this is Ray, signing off in the Voodoo Garden. Thanks for joining me. I'm out of here.